What's up everybody, GhostGamer here, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different, mainly because I'm kind of sick and I don't want to do a whole lot, to be quite honest with you. But I've been getting a lot of questions via email or on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and so on and so forth. So I figured I'd knock out some of these questions and give you some answers. One of the questions involved is, what kind of rig am I running? Well, that is really a loaded question. Personally, I have a couple other things. I have things that I use for essentially work. I have things that I use for play, like my gaming rig. My gaming rig is a little bit it's a little interesting to say the least. I am running a Corsair Obsidian 900D case, and inside that case I have an AMD 9370 that is overclocked, which is an 8-core processor. It's overclocked right now to 5.08 gigahertz. I have, let's see here, Corsair Vengeance Pro RAM, 24 gigabytes, running at 2400 megahertz. I also have a, let's see, quite a few hard drives that come out to about 12 terabytes of hard drive space. I also have a PNY GTX 780 video card that's been overclocked, sitting at 3 gigabytes, which is not a bad video card. I may upgrade that in the near future. I don't know. But as far as other things go, I also have the Sound Blaster Omni that I bought for myself, and a couple other things that are attached to that case. Water cooling system that is a custom loop. Other than that, that's pretty much about the stone skinny of it. I say it's a loaded question because I technically have access to about 5 other computers that I use from time to time, either to just completely blow a game out of the water or see what the bare minimum that I can run as far as a gaming PC is concerned. So I have, technically when you think about it, I have access to another AMD powered, another AMD powered workstation that is an 8350 that's overclocked to 4.5 gigahertz, I believe it is. It's got 24 gigs of 1600 megahertz RAM in it, I think 32 terabytes of hard drive space, and twin GTX 760s that have been overclocked, and those actually are not that bad. I should have actually kept those for my box, but to each their own. The other AMD based machine is actually a render machine, so it's got a 16 core AMD processor in it. It's only clocked at like 2.4 gigahertz. I haven't overclocked it yet. I might not. Who knows? It's got 64 gigs of 1600 megahertz RAM in it. I think 24 terabytes hard drive space, and a Quattro K5000 card, 4 gig card in it. We also have a nice little render box that's running dual 6-core Xeon processors, clocked at 3.5 gigahertz, 32 gigs of RAM based on 1600 megahertz, I believe, 20 terabytes of hard drive space, and a GTX 780 Ti, I believe. We also have an actual 3D box, which is the 3D box 4925. Which has got a 10-core Xeon processor that's only clocked at like 2.6 gigahertz, 32 gigs of RAM. I believe that one's clocked at like 1866, somewhere in that ballpark. 32 terabytes of hard drive space, and that also has a 4 gig Quattro K5000 card. And then I think the last machine we have is actually a Origin Genesis. Excuse me. It's an Origin Genesis that has the 8-core i7 in it that's been overclocked to 4 gigahertz, 32 gigs of RAM. I believe that one is also 2400 megahertz, same as mine. And then 26 terabytes hard drive space with 3 GTX 970 cards in it, which is an absolute joy to play with. And if it wasn't due to having actual work that needs to be done with that, that is definitely something that I would want to sit down and just play games on it all day long. But that's just me. Another question I've been asked is what kind of keyboards and mice or mouses, whatever. What do I use? And that's actually a real personal question as far as, not asking me, but what you use. I know everybody in here, with exception to me, is running Logitech G710s, and a lot of those have custom caps on them because they're used for editing and animation and all that other good stuff. So instead of going out and buying editing specific keyboards, we just bought 710s and then custom capped them out and called it a day. Me personally, I still am partial to my Logitech G510. It's an older keyboard. I absolutely still love it and probably won't get rid of it until it croaks, but that's just me. As far as mice go, I'm running a Corsair Vengeance M65, which is not a bad little mouse for the price set. It's a wired mouse, which at times kind of does annoy me, but at least, I don't have to worry about the batteries dying on me. But whatever. Rob is running a Mad Catz Mouse 9, and he absolutely loves it. I think it's a little overkill for me. And then everybody else just got stuck with Logitech G602 mice. They're kind of basic, but they're still kind of nice, decent mice to rock out, but that's about it. This other question asked about gaming controllers, and I have a lot. I mean, when it comes down to like flight sims and whatnot, I have the Sci-Tech X55 Pro Flight Rhino joystick with the throttle stick as well. That's a HOTAS setup. I also have my Xbox One controller. I have a NES, Super NES, and N64 USB controllers that I use for like emulators and whatnot, which are real cheap. You can find them on Amazon and whatnot for like a couple bucks. I mean, like, anywhere between $5 to $15. And they're awesome with emulators because, it would just be odd trying to rock out an Xbox controller with a SNES or something like that, which I don't even know if that's even possible. But anyhow, I unfortunately still have my Fanatec Sport Club steering wheel, even though it still doesn't work. Kind of makes me mad in that aspect because that was a lot of money involved, because I even got the nice pedals with it and the sport shifter and all that good jazz, and unfortunately there was some issues and some stuff happened, and now it doesn't work. But anyhow, let's see. Oh, and I also have a old school like PlayStation 1 style controller that never gets used. And I'm pretty sure that I still have a 360 controller floating around here that I never use anymore either, because I upgraded to the Xbox One controller. But as far as game controllers go, that's about the stone skinny of it. This question is, what kind of headphones do you use? Personally, I just use, I have a pair of Soul Republic V10s that I use for basically damn near everything. I do not believe in going out and buying Beats, and I don't really like gaming headsets. I've had a couple Turtle Beaches in the past, and I'm just not a big fan. So I'll stick with my Soul Republics. Bose is another good one that I've used in the past, but $200 for a pair of over-the-ear headphones is kind of overkill for me anymore. So, yeah, that's pretty much just what I use. Yeah, I don't know. What kind of microphone do I use? Super easy. Right now, I have two different microphones that I basically use on a day-to-day basis. Doing video game videos and stuff like that. The mic that I'm using right now is a Blue Snowball. Literally, it's a big frickin' cylindrical snowball because it's white. And then whenever I have to do like voiceover work with somebody or actual like company instructional videos and whatnot, I typically use a Blue Yeti. I'm looking to get a hold of the new mics from Razer, give those a test, see what they're all about, and see if they're worth, the extra couple bucks. Air-cooled or water-cooled? Both. It depends on the setup and depends on what you're really wanting to do. Water-cooled is not for everybody. I will say that out front. Water-cooled is really not for everybody. If you're not doing a whole lot of work, you're not spending hours upon hours upon hours upon hours upon hours sitting in front of an overclocked machine that's been, a little overclock, you can still run a decent heatsink fan combo and run air-cooled. With decent airflow, you'll be fine. If you're going for decent overclocks, you pretty much have to run water-cooled. Whether it be custom loop or a sealed unit, that's kind of, up to you and your research and what you plan on doing. But technically, like, a couple of them our machines here are water-cooled, a couple of them are air-cooled. It kind of depends on the situation at hand. There's no one good answer. PC or Mac? Again, I use both. Obviously, if I'm gaming, it's going to be a PC. But I do have a couple Macs. I have a 27-inch iMac that I use for work. I also have a MacBook Pro that I use for work as well. I have no issues with Mac. I'm not, pro Mac, pro PC. I like them both. To me, it's whatever gets the job done. And there are some things that I could do, use software-wise with Mac that I can't do with PC and vice versa, which is kind of bullshit and it kind of sucks. But I guess to each their own. I like them both. I use them both. That's pretty much it. And the last question is, do you prefer PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, or something else? I prefer a gaming system, period. I really don't. I'm not a fanboy. I don't care if it's a PlayStation 3 or a PlayStation 4, or a PC or a 360 or an Xbox One. I don't care if it's a Wii, and I don't care if it's like a Nintendo 64. I really don't care. I mean, granted, my N64 probably hasn't been plugged in for I don't know how long because I use an emulator now, and it's not worth setting it up. It's just, why even go through that hassle and set it up and then break it down and all that other good stuff where I could just play it on a computer. Same with my Nintendo and my Super Nintendo. I run emulators anymore. Whether or not I actually keep hold of those game systems or I just pitch them out to the curb, or actually I wouldn't pitch them out on the curb. I'd put them up for sale. But either way, I do a lot of gaming on PC, but I do a lot of gaming on console. I don't play Wii very much, except for when it comes to like Super Smash Brothers. I absolutely love that game, so I play the crap out of it on Wii. But it's kind of one of those things that it typically, if it's a first-person shooter or certain third-person shooters, generally I will play it on PC. If it's something else, like if it's football or hockey or NASCAR or, like Uncharted or, Last of Us, obviously I'm going to play it on a console. And there's a lot of things that, some games are exclusive to, Microsoft or Sony. And that's okay. I don't care. Sometimes I disagree with it because there's certain things that I'd like to see on PC. But as far as having one that I prefer over the other, or which one I use more than the other, it's pretty much level across the board. They all make games that I like. I mean, they all have different, things about them that I like and certain things that I don't like. You'll always have that. Like I said, I'm not a fanboy. I don't care. As long as I can sit down, have fun, and game the crap out of something, it doesn't bother me at all. So, I'll rock out every single game system that I come across, and whether or not I like it or not is, kind of superfluous. I mean, if there's an exclusivity that is involved, chances are I'll probably gripe about it a little bit, but I'll still rock it out. But if you have any questions, concerns, comments concerning this video, or if there's something else that you wanted to know, by all means, throw it in comments below. Don't forget to like, Don't forget to hit, the little thumbs up. Don't forget to hit subscribe. And that's about it for me. I'm going to go take a nap or something. Kind of kick back. Maybe watch a couple movies or something. Who knows? But for now, that's all for me. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the near future. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.